Please remain standing as the 202nd Army Band of the Kentucky Army National Guard and the 7th Sustainment Brigade Salute Battery render honors. Ladies and gentlemen, the change of command. By the authority of Army Regulations 600 TAC 20, the undersigned assumes command of Joint Task Force Civil Support, effective 11 July 2012. Signed, Major General Jeff W. Mathis III, Major General, United States Army, commanding.
Right now, but if you all don't mind, just join me in a round of applause. They've done a great job pulling this event together today, so thank you very much. And up here in the front row, I do want to say a special thanks to these two families, both General Treacy and General Mathis' families. It's a safe bet to say that these two men would not be here today were it not for the love, the support, and the care that they've received from their two families, from their spouses, all these years. So if you don't mind, join me giving them a round of applause too. So thank you very much. I do want to start off saying this is a great day to be here for a number of reasons. It's a chance to look back and reflect a little on where we've been and the accomplishments that have occurred from General Treacy, or Tracer, as he's known. I don't know, it's a fighter pilot thing. They have all these different names, so you've got to track and try to keep up with them. And it's also a day to welcome General Mathis, or Jeff, as he's known. I guess it's a special forces thing. They just go by first names. And last but not least, it's a day to acknowledge and recognize the incredible work that the men and women who wear the uniform and the civilians that are part of Joint Task Force Civil Support for their dedication and hard efforts over these past 2 years, because they have done amazing things. As you know, this organization is a very unique, it's a one-of-a-kind in the entire Department of Defense. It's ready to deploy anywhere in the United States or overseas to provide critical life-saving care. And it also has other tremendous great capabilities such as logistics, aviations, and operations. And whether serving as that vital command and control node for federal forces that are responding someplace in our nation, or working in support of a dual status commander in one of our states or territories, this organization is ready to go and provide support to civil authorities in their time of greatest need. I hope that we never need to send these amazing men and women into action. But as you know what they say about hope, hope is not a method. It is a dangerous world out there, and the threat from nuclear proliferation is very real, as is the threat from chemical and biological weapons, as well as natural disasters. When Tracer took command of this organization 2 years ago, it was radically different than what we see it today. JTF-CS had control of what then was called the CSMRF. Now, that's a great acronym, and it really meant there really wasn't much training that was done underneath them to prepare for any eventuality that they may have been called to do. In fact, the CSMRF was nothing really other than an active duty brigade that had been designated the responsibilities to be able to respond if called and work for Tracer and the team here at JTF-CS. The challenge was the CSMRF at that point in time, being an active duty brigade, also had a primary mission of being ready to deploy to Iraq or Afghanistan. And that's in fact really what we found they were probably planning and doing most of the time. So a few years ago, it was decided that we would do away with this CSMRF concept, and under Tracer's leadership, we would establish the DSRF, or the Defense Seaborne Response Force out there, which is a specially trained headquarters element with functional units tailored very specifically for this mission that they may be called upon to do. These units come from all across the continental United States, from all branches of our services. And today we actually have several of them here. And just to name a few, to give you an example, there's the 11th Theater Aviation Command out of Fort Knox, Kentucky, which provides the DSRF with critical aviation support. There's the 1st Maneuver Enhancement Brigade out of Fort Polk, Louisiana, where our DSRF gets its operational support. There's the 67th Medical Brigade out of Joint Base Lewis McChord, where we get our important life-saving skills. And because nothing happens, obviously, without logistics, we've got the 82nd Combat Sustainment Support Battalion from Fort Stewart, Georgia. As anyone can guess, when you take that many different organizations from across the United States, it can make command and control a very challenging thing. But in fact, what Tracer and his team here have been able to do over these last 2 years is find that diversity in the different units gives them the strength and the uniqueness of what they've been able to achieve. You see, it doesn't matter what uniform you may be wearing, we're all on the same team. Whether it's military or civilian, whether it's Army or Air Force, Marines or Navy, we're all committed to this organization's truly no-fail mission that's in support of our nation. In fact, our national leadership expects absolutely nothing less. In the aftermath of the horrible earthquake and tsunami and eventual nuclear disaster at Fukushima, it was JTF-CS that was ready. They were on a field training exercise, Vibrant Response, and yet in the middle of an exercise turned, rapidly prepared to deploy, and sent men and women to go help with and participate in the planning for Operations Tomodachi. Very few have seen an operation or a unit move as rapidly as they did. But again, I think it's a reflection of Tracer's leadership style. Some say it's a reflection of his driving style. I don't know. They say something about some Scion Turbo that he drives sometimes back and forth, a little excess. But as he says, and I think his whole team here could attest to, his ASAP Lee, as he says, is really the methodology that he's used over these last 2 years to energize and move this organization forward and have it prepared and ready to respond to anything had it been called upon to here within the United States. They have grown significantly over the last 2 years. Tracer is the one who had that vision to look beyond just the seaborne response and recognize that this organization had incredible, unique capabilities that could go far beyond just responding to a seaborne event and could do life-saving skills and consequence management anywhere within the United States, its territories, or even within the world. He's also the one that came up with the vision and had the idea of looking towards how do we echelon command so that he could immediately deploy a C2 element to be on site immediately to start providing that critical on-site assessment of what was going on, what was needed, and what further response may be needed, not only from JTF-CS, but from with our nation at large. I don't think we could have had a finer leader for this unique organization with the unique mission than Tracer over these past 2 years. He is a true team player. He understands the role that this organization contributes to Homeland Defense and has so structured and built the philosophy within this team so that they provided that optimal support. And I do want to say, along the way, we all know that the families have been a great supporter of him too. And so, Deb, to you and your entire family, our sincere thanks also. But what's great about our military is that when one leader steps down, another great leader steps up. And today we have such a leader. To Jeff, Christine, and the rest of the family, we want to say thanks for coming down from Washington, D.C. and being here. And I think many of you know Jeff recently served as the Deputy Director for Antiterrorism and Homeland Defense on the Joint Staff where he's obviously been very intimately involved in everything that this organization and Northern Command does over the past couple of years. He's a proven leader with 37 years of faithful service to our nation, both at home and abroad, and I'd say over the last 15 years has been involved in some aspect of what we do in the homeland and has been very much engaged in watching the evolution and growth of that, from commanding some of the subordinate organizations within NORTHCOM to today, where he's just now assumed command of Joint Task Force Civil Support. He is the right person at the right moment to command such an organization, the one that has a no-fail mission for our nation. I'm sure that we all can feel much more comfortable knowing that Jeff has come in behind Tracer to continue the legacy that Tracer has established, to push that on into the future. So Jeff, it's great to have you on the NORTHCOM team. Proud to be serving with you. Glad to have you here. I look forward to continuing to working with everybody today. I want to say thanks very much for taking this time to come and to honor Tracer and his family and this command for what they have achieved over the past 2 years, and to recognize what they're going to continue to do in the future for our nation. May God bless you all, bless your families, and thank you again for being here today.
These innovative concepts and their implementation made significant, lasting contributions to the Department of Defense's ability to respond to any no-notice catastrophic incident. The distinguished accomplishments of Major General Treacy reflect great credit upon himself, the United States Air Force, and the Department of Defense. Signed, Martin E. Dempsey, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. I present Major General Jonathan T. Treacy.
Morning, everyone. Oh my gosh. Good morning, everyone. Welcome. Excellent, excellent. Very good. General Caldwell, thank you very much for those very, very kind words. Everyone assembled here, thank you very much for taking the time out of your day. Many general and flag officers, distinguished visitors, friends, family. It's great to see you here. It's been a wonderful 2 years, and thank you very much for coming to celebrate this very, very special occasion. I would like to take a minute before I move on with my remarks to double tap on General Caldwell's remarks, and I would like to extend a special thanks to Commander Eric Timmons as well, Ms. Brenda Fuentes, and Commander Lewis for their phenomenal efforts to put together this wonderful ceremony and bring it all together and somehow make sure that the weather kind of cooperated today too. So once again, a round of applause for their great work. Thank you. It is so good to have you all here, and thank you very much. As you can imagine, this is a particularly bittersweet day for me. I've got a whole lot running through my mind right about now, and I have a whole lot that I'd like to say, but trust me, I'll spare you that incident right there. I'll just share a couple of things with you. To the men and women of the Joint Task Force Civil Support, I can't adequately describe the profound pride and appreciation that I have for what you've done and what you've done for me and for our command. You've risen to every challenge and have done so with professionalism and excellence. I've asked an awful lot of you, and you've always given back to me more than I have asked. I think expressing my gratitude is not enough, however. In particular, it's admiration. I admire all that you've done and all that you've accomplished. Thank you very much, and congratulations for a job very, very well done. When I took command, my predecessor, Major General Long, described Joint Task Force Civil Support as a national treasure, and he is absolutely right. He passed on a superb organization, and over the past 2 years, we've built on that excellent foundation. We're striving for the highest degree of mission readiness, mission capability, and effectiveness. We incorporated some new ideas, operational designs, command and control structures, as General Caldwell has shared with us already. We're able to get there faster. We're able to be very decisive in how we integrate with those forces and responders that are already on the site at the incident. And quite often, as was described, when we're called, it will most certainly be a serious incident. So we've evolved our focus to the first 72 hours of a response. We've also looked very closely at providing our national leadership with strategic options for an entire array of suburban incidents, as well as strategic options for our national leadership. To add to our already high op-tempo real-world operations and exercises, we also threw in over the last year or so a move of the entire command from Fort Monroe to here in Fort Eustis. As was mentioned, we assisted in that foreign consequence management effort in Operation Tomodachi. And we actually conducted our very first mission assignments last year as Hurricane Irene barreled up the coast and eventually dumped all sorts of rain on the state of Vermont. As I said before, were it not for your professionalism and excellence, we would not have been able to accomplish all of these things. I'm very proud of you all, very proud of our command and our shared accomplishments. Jeff, best wishes to you, my friend. As you take the reins of Joint Task Force Civil Support, you, Christine, Cecily, Declan, who's not going to look at me, are arriving at a very, very exciting time. And I know you will take great care of this national treasure. Congratulations to you. Best wishes. General Caldwell, it's been a pleasure, an absolute pleasure. I've enjoyed our many discussions, and we've had quite a few of those. I've appreciated your insight, advice, and leadership. Like General Swan before you, you're a great supporter of Joint Task Force Civil Support, and it's always been a tremendous amount of support, and for that I'm very grateful. Appreciate that. Mom, Dad, Bobby, Mom. Been here, been going through a lot of these for quite some years. It's great having you here and sharing this milestone. Tim, behind the post there, good friends for over 35 years since our college days. Also sharing in many, many milestones. So thank you for taking your time to come up here today. And of course, you know, Deb, Kyle, and Ryan, you guys have always been there, unwavering support. You three have been absolutely awesome. Thank you very much. Okay, now Danny. Yeah, I was going to mention you too. Thank you for making the trek out here from San Diego, representing your parents, your family, and also for most especially saying yes to Kyle. After having suffered through life in a locker room with 3 boys, Deb is absolutely thrilled and looking forward to finally having a daughter. So thank you very much. Deb, to you a very special thanks. You've been a great wingman. You've been through a lot together. We've enjoyed a lot together. You've never lost sight. Let's see, I got something about being a best possible cheerleader here, a shoulder to lean on, and every once in a while I rephrase this, a great motivator. I had something else put in there, something about a boot. But anyway, thank you, sweetheart. It's been a great tour. Appreciate it. Okay, I'll stop embarrassing you now. All right, folks. I'd like to leave you with one last thought. Command of a great organization such as Joint Task Force Civil Support is a very humbling and rewarding experience. But also, in my view, command of Joint Task Force Civil Support was actually command of a national treasure and most certainly a strategic national asset. That is indescribable. So I've been very fortunate and very blessed with many terrific jobs through the years, but this one was special. Every single day that I got up, I looked forward to coming to work every single day. And I can honestly say that has never happened for me before. So I just wanted you to know it's been an honor, a distinct privilege to have been your commander. And this has been the best job I have ever had. Thanks.
Good morning. I'd like to take a moment and acknowledge both the senior leaders from the civilian community and from the Department of Defense and even from the NSS who came out here today, general officers, flag officers, senior enlisted leaders from all the services. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy day to come in and participate in the change of command with us. First thing I'd like to do is thank God for allowing me, continuing to bless me with good health so I can continue to serve. I'd also like to take a moment and thank my beautiful wife, Christine. She is truly the love of my life. She is the epitome of the soldier's wife. She's followed everywhere I've gone, and she's supported me in every way. Thank you so much, sweetheart, for one more move. I also like to thank my daughter, Cecily, and my son, Declan, for making the sacrifice once again for moving to new neighborhoods, new schools, and the opportunity to meet new friends. You're both so wonderful, and you are the center of my life. Thank you for being here. Guess you had no choice, though, right? So there you go. I'd also like to take a moment and thank General McKinley for nominating me for this position and General Jacoby for giving me the opportunity to command. As we all know, command is a sacred trust, and I will do all that I can to make that trust. General Caldwell, sir, thank you for your kind words. Thank you for presiding over the change of command. I know that you have a busy afternoon ahead of you and evening, so thank you for making those sacrifices. Sir, I look forward to our service together. Tracer, thank you for providing such a great command. And I look forward to trying to keep up with your footsteps and moving forward. So thank you so much. There are some special friends and family members here that I would that I need to recognize. And frankly, as I was looking through the crowd, I had to write down some names of folks that I didn't expect to be here, but I'd like to acknowledge them. First, my sister-in-law, Lori, thank you for coming down. Sean and Nolan, hi Sean, hi Nolan. Okay, they're not looking at me either. And John, thanks for being here so much. It means so much to have you all here today. Brother Jim Kish, Jim, it's good to see you. Thanks so much for coming down from D.C. Jim and I started in this business, as General Caldwell mentioned, been doing this for about 15 years. Jim and I were wingmen about 12, we don't want to tell how old we are, but a long time ago. I see in the audience also Command Sergeant Major Jeffers. Geez, Command Sergeant Major. I'm not sure if this is just fortuitous or what, but Command Sergeant Major Jeffers was my, worked with, I don't know, he led me along, frankly, as a CSM at Fort Lewis, Joint Base Lewis McChord, while 1st Corps was downrange. Command Sergeant Major, good to see you. I also see Terry Schneider. Geez, I haven't seen you since Commanding General Staff College, so that's wonderful. Good to see you. Walt, love to see you here. Kevin Kilb, thank you so much for being here. John Lombardi. And I'm sure there is somebody else in the crowd that I should be addressing, but I'm not sure. I haven't seen you all. I also like to thank and do a mention in dispatches to the JTF Civil Support staff. Everybody's mentioned Commander Timmons, Commander Lewis. Brenda, thank you so much for putting together the ceremony. The 202nd Army Band, thank you so much for making this a most excellent ceremony. And I think we ought to give a round of applause, and I didn't get their names, for the sergeants that sang the national anthem. That was a wonderful job. So once again, I am very humbled to assume command of this national treasure, Joint Task Force Civil Support. So all current directives and policies remain in effect. God bless you and your families. God bless the United States Armed Forces. God bless the United States of America. Thank you.